Hello friends, how you doing? Here is Matteo of the Bruskers Guitar Duo. In this video, I would like to talk with you about one of the probably most famous chord progressions on guitar. I mean the C progression, or is better to say, one of its variants. At the beginning, some suggestions about how to manage the chord interchange will be discussed. Later, I'm going to introduce you some easy rhythmic patterns to work with. This talk is a collection of advices from my personal point of view. Well, it's also possible to define this video a basic lesson on chords. If you are looking for different topics, advanced material, you should visit the digital store on our website. You'll find tons of sheet music of our arrangements for guitar duo and solo guitar, in standard music notation and tablature. There is also the chance to book a live online lesson with us, the Bruskers Guitar Duo. Well, the C chord progression in matter is the sequence of C major, A minor, D minor, and G7. Probably the most common progression includes the F major chord instead of the D minor, but I prefer to do not introduce the bar chord at the moment. The D minor is easier and it will sound as nice as the F1. Have a look at the chords diagrams. It's important to remember that chords can be displayed in many ways, and this time they will be visualized using horizontal shape. The string sequence is E, A, D, G, B, E, starting from the bottom of the chart. I mean that the string with the largest diameter is at the bottom. The chords forms are all in the first position, including open strings. The fingers that press the strings, the left hand for right-handed people, are specified with the number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry for tedious details, but it's important to use the same language. The first advice, even probably is better to number the advice number 0, is to be patient. Please study the interchange between chords, looking at your fingers, in order to discover if you are moving them correctly without any effort. The C major chord has a diagonal shape. Even though just 3 fingers are used, we are going to play 5 strings, from the 5th to the first one. This form of C major chord consists of 5 notes: C, E, G, C, and E. Some of them are repeated just to enrich, to amplify the overall sound. Please remember that the number of fingers doesn't always represent the real number of notes played. Open strings even exist. Practice just a single chord is not totally useful. I mean, it's pretty similar to have a workout at the gym. It's important in order to achieve strong fingers, but it doesn't completely help to practice a chord progression. We need to consider the interchange between chords. Moreover, it's possible that the suggested fingering in a chord chart changes depending to the upcoming chord in the sequence. Sometimes there isn't an absolute fingerings for a chord. I suggest to be flexible about it. The next one is the A minor. It's described in the diagram. Again, 5 strings with 3 fingers. Looking at the chart, it's possible to realize that the chord of C major and the chord of A minor have common notes, and in particular, they have 2 fingers in common. There are many chords that use the same fingers in the same positions, and it is absolutely important to take advantage of this detail during chord interchange. The only finger we have to move is the third one. The ring finger moves from the 3rd fret of string 5 to the 2nd fret of string 3. Don't raise up the other 2 fingers from the string. Please do not continue to crunch the fingerboard, just relax your fingers and lay them down on the strings. Finger number 1 and 2 have to be your pivot in order to better and efficiently move the 3rd finger. In this way, your hand do not waste any precious energy, and the movement will be confident, quick, and correct. For a better posture of the hand, the thumb finger plays a basic role. Please don't lay it down along the neck or raise it excessively over the fingerboard. The position of the left thumb is often debated, but in this case it's important that the thumb helps you to distance the palm from the neck in order to let the fingers free to move without any constriction, in order to use the whole holding strength of each finger on the strings. Remember, the thumb is very important to prevent pain and to simplify the overall action. Okay, it's time to pass to the D minor. There are 3 fingers involved on 4 strings. Please try to do not hit strings 6 and 5. We are going to use also the finger number 4, the little one. Do not be worried about that. The pinky finger is very useful and helps the hand to better stretch along the fingerboard. Apparently, the A minor and the D minor chords do not have anything in common. But if you look at the chart, it's possible to notice that fingers 1 and 2 are organized in the same shape in both chords. The left index finger is on the 1st fret in both diagrams, as well as the middle finger is on the 2nd fret. There is a distance of 1 string between the 2 fingers in both diagrams. My advice at the beginning is to practice the shift of these only 2 fingers from string 4 and 2 to string 3 and 1 respectively. Move the fingers simultaneously. Don't think them individually. There are a couple, and it's important to rise them up together and to lower them at the same time. Practice this movement very slowly, and remember the role of the thumb. If you will be able to consider finger 1 and 2 as a unique group, the pinky will easily take part to the action. The 2 fingers group move towards the bottom, and the 4th finger easily lowers itself to the fret number 3 on 2nd string. The pinky is already set to do its job. The G7 is the last dude of the band. The chord chart shows that another time there is a common finger between the previous D minor chord and the new G7. The first finger is the pivot one, and it should stay on the 1st fret in order to help the partial rotation of the hand and the stretch up to the 6th string. Again, it's essential to try to move together the other 2 fingers, the middle and the ring one, in a coordinate way, in order to place them on the string at the same time. The chord interchange will result quicker and without any interruption. Sometimes it's useful to choose a leader finger. I put my attention on just one of these guys and the others will follow them. They are part of a team. In this example, I have elected the 3rd finger as the conductor. Is going to show the way to the middle, and they will reach the goal together. Okay, I've repeated several times the word together, but the requisite to move fingers in a coordinated approach is the basic to obtain control: tempo continuity, sound continuity, and self-confidence. Move each finger individually is a poor attitude that leads to slow chord interchange and breaks up the sound. It's definitely a bad habit to drop out since the beginning. The last step is to come back to the C major chord. The shapes of G7 and C major are pretty similar, although the fingers are placed on different strings. Once again, we have to consider finger 2 and 3 linked together. To achieve the C major chord, this couple is going to move toward the bottom of the fretboard in an opposite direction compared to the 1st finger.5Again, you can practice a bit the movement separately, the 2 fingers alone and the 1st alone, just to set up the proper position of the hand, just to reach the best balance for your hand, the correct posture that allows an equivalent accessibility to the position to all fingers. Later, it will be easier to practice the entire movement in a coordinated fashion. At first, I suggest to practice each single couple of chords. Play them slowly. You can use the following rhythm pattern: 2 beats chord repeated twice, and then move to the other one. 1, 2, repeat 1, 2, gonna change 1, 2, 1, 2. Look at the sequence for a while, checking carefully everything, and stop as soon as you feel uncomfortable with your hand, with your arm, or with your shoulder. Gradually, you can practice in a loop the entire chord progression using the same pattern: 1, 2, again C. I move to A minor, 1, 2. I move to D minor, and 1, 2. It's time to G7 and 1. Use the finger, important the thumb, and move again to C. Very slowly. D minor, finger together, and then I move. Be patient. I hope you enjoyed this video about the C chord progression. Please have a look at other section about some easy rhythmic patterns, and do not forget to check the website of the Bruskers Guitar Duo. You can find news about concerts, tons of educational material, or book an online live lesson with us. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and social media in order to stay updated about our music. Have fun, play music, and enjoy life.